started. Yeah, let's get started.
Yeah, what are we going to do today? What kind of workout?
We're going to do more upper body.
Upper body.
It's going to be upper body focused.
Upper body focus.
But there will be some lower body as well.
I can't see if I'm making many typos because I haven't got my glasses on. So I apologise if it's really typos. Okay, that's pinned. All right, darling, I'm ready.
Okay.
Will I need weights or box?
You will actually. You will need some books or a couple of dumbbells or some water bottles and also a cushion. Because we'll get started with some inner thigh work. Because we haven't done inner thigh for a little while. Okay. So we'll get started with a cushion or a physio ball, something that you can place between your knees. So yeah, cushion, some weights. Okay, but we will get started with a little bit of mobility. Right. So let's get started in the cat dog position. You need to flex and extend your spine. Deep breath in to flex. And exhale to extend, drawing the shoulders down, lifting the head slightly. And again, you flex. Going for another 2. One more, nice and slowly. And then come to your neutral spine. Push your hips back a little bit towards your heels. You're going to take a deep breath in and reach your right arm underneath your left arm. And then exhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. And again, inhale, reach that right arm under. And exhale, reach up. So you're getting in rotation, rotating that thoracic spine. Hips stay nice and still. And if you do push them towards your heels, that's going to help keep your lower back more neutral. And so you can just really focus on the thoracic. You've got one more. And then place that hand back down. Then you switch to do the same on the other side. Deep breath in, reach your left arm underneath your right. And exhale, reach up to the sky with that left arm. Inhale, rotate, reach under. And exhale, lift. Good, going for 2 more. Last one. And as we're here, we're going to go into the reciprocal reach. So hands back underneath the shoulders. I want you to reach your right arm forwards and your left leg back. You're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. Bring that arm down, bring the knee down, and then you switch. Hold it, and make sure you're not extending the spine. You're really tucked in. You've got a nice straight line running through the body, and switch. So we'll do this for 60 seconds. And it's going to really warm up the core, but also the arms and the glute a little bit. So your glute maximus, the big butt muscle, because you're lengthening your leg, you have to squeeze your butt. Halfway. Keeping your torso also squared off towards the ground, so you're not tilting to one side. And that is where your core has to work in order to stabilize you in this movement. Good, by now you should be feeling that your arms are beginning to warm up. Going for another 2. And last one. Big reach. Good, place that hand down. And then knee down. And now you're going to grab your cushion or your physio ball, whatever you have, just for some resistance. You're going to lie on your mat and place the ball or the cushion between your knees. Heels down. So it's there as a proprioceptive cue to activate those inner thighs. I want you to push your knees together and you're going to tuck your hips and lift up into your glute bridge. Go for 3 pulses into your cushion or the ball. 3, 2, 1. Roll down. Also, I've got to say, if you do have a Pilates ring, you could use a Pilates ring instead. And again, you're going to lift up, pulse 3, 2, 1, roll down. So we haven't done inner thigh isolation work for quite a while.
We have
So I
not.
thought we'd do that today to start off with. Lift 3, 2, 1, roll down, and again lift. So keep going with that pattern. Every time you lift your hips, you do 3 pulses into the cushion. And you really squeeze the backs of the legs. You're here for another 25 seconds. And then we're going to make it a little more difficult. 3, 2, 1, roll down. So by now you should be feeling those adductors, those inner thigh muscles begin to warm up. You're going to lift and hold your next one. So you roll down, roll back up again. You've got 10 pulses into that cushion. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze and hold. 10 pulses up, squeezing those knees towards each other. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift and hold. 10 pulses into that cushion. Go for 10, 9, 8. Make sure those hips are tucked in. 3, 2, 1. 10 pulses up. Squeeze those knees together as much as you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift and hold. Squeeze together as much as you can. Static hold. Isometric hold for 5. You can do it, Trinny. 3, 2, 1. Roll down. Keep that cushion where it is. Oh my goodness.
Leave the cushion where it is.
So leave it where it is because we're going to go into some ab work with that cushion now. Hands behind your head.
What?
Place your hands behind your head. You're going to lift your chest and then 3 pulses into that cushion. Roll back down. And again, lift, pulse 3, 2, 1, down. 3, 2, 1, down. So we're really, really setting those inner thighs up. You're going to fill them now with all of the leg work that we're doing today. So lifting the chest nice and high. If it starts to become a little too much, squeezing that cushion or the Pilates ring, then you can stop and rest for a few seconds or just take it away and continue the ab work. Good. Really, really squeeze those knees together.
Squeezing.
Good. Right, you're here for another 25 seconds. And then, of course, I'm making it a bit harder for you. Sit, lifting. 3, 2, 1. Good. So the chest stays still. It's the pulse between those knees. You're pulsing those knees together. You're going to lift and hold your next one, okay? Lift and hold. 10 pulses into that ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze and hold. 10 pulses up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift and hold. 10 pulses into that cushion. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze and hold. Last 10 pulses up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax for a second. If you need to, you can take the cushion away for a second to release the inner thighs. Otherwise, we're going straight into your next exercise, which is another 4. Sorry?
No, it's fine.
So I want you can
Putting the
take
cushion
this
back, right?
Sorry, Trinny, what did you say?
Putting the cushion back.
Yes, the cushion is going to go back between the knees. I want you to bring your legs into tabletop one at a time. Make sure your lower back is on your mat. You're going to place the cushion back between the knees. And you're going to lift your chest. Tap your feet down, squeezing that cushion. And then bring the knees back. So you lower, tap, lift. The chest stays lifted, the knees stay squeezed together. And so you're really working the lower abs. You're still working those inner thighs. And you keep a nice soft bend at the knee. If you only can move your legs down a little bit, then that's fine. You're still getting in some good work there. Good. And I want you to keep your chest lifted. So you're holding the abdominals in a contraction isometrically, which means they stay in that contraction. Sorry?
We're just going up and down with the legs.
Exactly. Yeah. Keep squeezing that cushion as much as you can. You're here for another 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and rest for a second. You're going to take that cushion away, put it down to one side. Good. Turn over. Just do some circles with your spine in that cat dog position. So you're loosening up because you've just been working those abs. Just change direction. And then you're going to come up onto your feet. And hopefully you really feel those inner thighs.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, good.
We should do it more often. It shows how little we do it now, but I'm really feeling it. Ladies, are you feeling your inner thighs?
Okay, so next up, grab a sip of water if you need. We're going to start to raise the heart rate a little bit.
Okay.
So we're just going to do a quick round of 5 squats, 5 air squats, and then 5 push-ups, okay? So I want you to do this 3 times. So 5 squats, 5 push-ups. Let's go. 5. Good. Go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come into your modified push-up position, and then you're going to lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up onto your feet, nice and slowly. And then you're back into the squat. So then it's upper body, lower body. Good. After you've done those 5 push-ups, come up onto your feet. Feet nice and wide, toes slightly turned out. 5 squats. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. 5 push-ups. You can take your time with this. You can have your arms close together or far apart. If they're close together, it's a little more difficult because you have to focus more on your triceps, which are a smaller muscle group than your chest muscles. Good. Really nice technique. Then back up onto your feet. You've got 1 more. Okay? 1 more. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Back down to the mat for 5 push-ups, and then we're going to get started with the rest of the workout. Let's go. 5. Good. Deep breath into lower. Nice, Trinny, pulling those shoulders back and down. Good. And come up onto your feet. Sip of water if you need, and then we're going to combine an isometric squat exercise, a sumo squat, with an upright row to work the shoulders. So, you either need a pile of books, 1 or 2 dumbbells. It's very versatile.
Tell me when we're halfway so I can swap dumbbells.
I will. Okay. So you want to bring your feet quite wide here. Toes turned out. You're going to come down into a squat. Your hips are pushed back, but it's quite a wide squat. Then you're going to start to lift the hands to the chest, to the chin, lifting your elbows up nice and high. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. So this is really working on your shoulders. So it's going to give you a nice sculpted, toned and defined arm. But you're also working your legs and your butt, but without that up and down.
Are we tucking in our bottom?
No. So you're actually pushing the hips back a little bit with this one. So rather than it being a plie, it is what's called a sumo squat because it's a wide stance and you get right down into that squat. Good. Halfway, let's switch sides. Oh, you're doing just the one way.
I'm just doing one. Carrying 2 is very difficult.
Yeah, so lifting those elbows up. Nice. By now you should feel the legs working quite a lot.
Yeah.
But those arms beginning to fatigue as well. Lifting those elbows. Going for another 3, 2. Last one. Stand up. You're going to bring those feet in. Put the weights down for a second. And you're coming into
Blue-eyed birdie and
Sorry?
Cockapoo. There's 2 women, Blue-eyed birdie and Booth Cockapoo, and they're just chatting. They use our exercise to have chats with each other.
I've noticed. Okay, right. You're going to roll down, walk your hands out into a plank. You're going to rotate to your right, reach, back to the center, left, center, knees down, 1 push up, lift your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. Now that sounds like a lot of information, but it's pretty easy.
It is a lot, so you've got to do it slowly again.
I'm going to do it slowly. So you walk your hands back to your feet, Trinny. Because then you're raising the heart rate, but it's low impact. Big reach up to the sky, have a nice big stretch. Arms down, roll down. You can bend your knees here if you want to. Walk your hands out into your high plank. You're going to rotate into a side plank. Big reach, open up the chest. Back to the center, rotate to the other side. Center, 1 push up. You can put your knees down for that push up. Then lift your knees, walk your hands back to your feet with either straight legs or bent legs. Roll up, big stretch. And let's go again. You roll down or squat down, walk your hands out, rotate to side plank, doesn't matter which side. Back to the center, rotate to the other side. So we're getting in some shoulder stability and some oblique work. And then you're going to come in to 1 push up, and then walk your hands back. Roll up, big stretch. So keeping it going for another 30 seconds. And I've combined this with that last shoulder exercise, so you do really start to feel your arms fatigue. That's it, rotate, big stretch, switch sides, but you're getting that little release for the chest with that side plank. Nice, and walking those hands back, taking your time. Let's go for 1 more, you've got time for 1 more. Big reach, hands down, you can squat down or roll down, walk those hands out. Rotate and switch. 1 push up. And then roll all the way up. Big reach up to the sky. Okay. It's a superset of 2 exercises, so have a little rest, have some water, let those arms recover a bit. So they're nice and fresh for your next round. And then we're going to go into round 2. Okay, are you ready for round 2? Hopefully. You need to pick up your weights or your books. What do they have? Maybe you want to try going heavier this time. You could always switch to a lighter weight. We get started.
Yeah, what are we doing?
We're going into round 2, so it's a sumo squat with the upright row. So you need your dumbbell. Feet nice and wide, toes turned out, hips pushed back. Then you lift the elbows, bring the weight to your chin. Okay, so knees pushed out, let's go. You're going to exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Really working with that out breath. Hips, knees are pushed out to the side so you feel that your butt muscles are working. And the motion is sort of lifting the elbows up towards the sky. So it's weight to chin, elbows lift. You're halfway. So nice static hold. If you do need to rest your legs, just stand up and squeeze your butt and continue the arm exercise. Because like we said, it's upper body focused. You're here for another 3, 2, last one. Stand up, put your weight down, and we're going into that plank combination. So, rolling down, walking your hands out, side plank, back to the center, side plank to the opposite side, center, 1 push up, back up, into your standing position. Big reach. And I want this one to very gently raise your heart rate, so it is cardio. Good. And rotate. Good. 1 push up, knees down. Perfect. Keeping those hips tucked when you do that push up. 20 seconds in, 40 seconds to go. Plenty of time for a few more repetitions. Making sure that your form is spot on. Big reach. That's it. 15 seconds left. I think we can fit in 2 more. Good. Rotate, reach. Looking to that arm. Nice. 1 push up, come up onto your feet after that. Good, and then have a rest. 30 seconds recovery, time to grab a drink, and then you're going into round 3, because I really want you to fatigue these muscles. And then that's your last round. And you've got a new round. Okay. You've still got 10 seconds left, Trinny, so let those arms
I don't find this sumo thing does much.
Sorry, I think that's because the weight is quite light. So maybe you want to switch to some books instead. So if you get a couple of heavier books.
It's just quite difficult, Nathalie, having books and doing that with them, because they're big. So it's like how I hold them, you know? It's just hard to hold them if I have them. I know.
If you lift it with your palms turned up, it's still working the shoulder.
And my bottom is out, because I don't want to hurt my back doing this either. So
no, it's out like this. If you prefer, Trinny, then absolutely hold a plie squat and do the exercise in a plie. So your back is upright.
I just want to make sure. No, I'm happy to do it like this. I just want to make sure I'm in the right position.
Yep, you're in the right position. Absolutely. You're pushing your knees out. Good, and you're not going too heavy, so it's more endurance for legs, because shoulders, they're very small muscles, so they fatigue quite easy, so you don't need to go too heavy here. Staying nice and low. Good, and you want to make sure the weight's in the heels. That's it. You're here for another 20 seconds. Good, really lifting. How is your back feeling in this position, Trinny?
Okay.
It's okay. You've got another 3 reps, and then you're into that plank. 2, last one, and stop. You're going to put those books down, come over to your mat, roll down, walk your hands out, side plank, center, side plank, center, knees down, 1 push up, lift, and then you can walk your hands back into a squat or keep your legs straight and big reach up to the sky. Good. So you continue to challenge that upper body. And that side plank, I find you get a nice release because you can stretch out the chest a little bit. Good. Halfway through, you've got 30 seconds to go. Yeah. See So you can take your time with that roll down. Really challenges the obliques, the side of the stomach as well, when you're walking your hands out, because you're shifting your weight from one side to the other. You have one more, and then you're done with this round of exercises. Good. Rotate. Nice, center. Switch to the other side. One push-up. Press. Good. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Big stretch. Roll those shoulders back. You can go for a couple of big arm circles. Nice deep breaths. And then we're going into our second round of exercises.
Good. What time?
Second round of exercises.
Okay.
So with this one, we're going to work the biceps and the top of the shoulder. So you can either use your 2 dumbbells or your books. We've done this lots of times, but it's really effective. And this one, you're just standing up nice and tall. You're going to curl and then press the weights. So it's a bicep curl, shoulder press. If you've got quite heavy weights, you can alternate going from side to side.
Is my bottom clenched in?
Yes. So you're squeezing your bum because
Yeah.
what you don't want to happen is when you push your weight above your head,
Yeah.
disengage the core and extend the spine, because that's when you're going to compress the vertebra. And injuries can happen, so you always want to be working as many muscles as you can, and by squeezing your bum, you're going to have to keep your hips tucked in. Good. So you bring the arms down, lengthen out. That's it, and push. And I'll tell you when it's halfway, because you're using the different weight dumbbells, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So it is halfway now. So let's switch them over and continue. You curl, press. Good, keeping those glutes engaged. Nice. And this one, if you're using light weights, doing time under tension, so doing lots of reps, is going to fatigue your muscles, fatigue your biceps and your shoulders. Going for another 2. Good, and last one. Perfect, and press. Nice. Right, so we're going to go into a chest press now with a glute bridge. So you want to have either a pile of books or your dumbbells. It is better if you have slightly heavier weights for this one, because as I said before, your chest is quite a strong muscle group. So you can put them next to you, sit down, and then as you can bicep curl them towards your shoulders.
So we're sitting. We're sitting.
You're lying down for this one. So lying down. You're going to bring your arms out to the side. So they're like this, in a 90-degree position. So the top of the arm is on the mat, and your arms are wide. Knuckles turned up to the sky. That's it. And I want you to come into a chest press. We're going to start off with a chest press first, and then we're going to add a glute bridge. So you push the arms forwards, then turn the palms towards each other. So arms reach straight up to the sky, and turn those palms in towards each other. Inhale, bring those arms back down. Exhale, you push up. As soon as you've got the movement, I want you to bring the arms down and lift the hips. So you're coming into a glute bridge. Now you continue to do the same movement, but you're going to hold the glute bridge. So you inhale, open the arms. Exhale, press up, really squeezing the backs of the legs. Your core is working here.
So are we just pressing up? I'm a bit confused. Am I just pressing up from the floor?
You are pressing up. So
like a bench press.
Exactly. It is exactly like a bench press. And you turn the palms towards each other when your arms are lifted. So you're squeezing your pectorals, your chest muscles. Then you bring the arms down. Then you press. So down to 90 degrees. And then you push. Good. So Trinny, rather than bringing them back like this, I want you to have a 90-degree angle at the arm, and this part of the arm goes down onto the floor. So you're in that 90-degree position.
I kind of don't know what I'm doing. I'm really sorry.
Okay, well, let me bring my camera.
Our arms flat on the floor.
So it's not arms flat like that.
On the floor.
You're going to turn them so your knuckles are turned up towards the sky.
Yeah.
That's it. Now push from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then bring your arms back down. And then push.
Okay.
That's it. You've got it.
Okay.
Good. So you turn the palms towards each other when your arms are extended to squeeze the muscles a bit more. Good. Inhale as they come down and exhale to push up. And by isolating your chest and your triceps, you actually get into the push-ups become much easier because you're strengthening the muscles that you normally use together. You're strengthening them separately. So when you put them together, they should be a little stronger. Go for 3. Good. 2. And last one. Nice. You're going to put those weights down. That's it. Lower the hips. You're going to turn over. And we're going to continue to use those same muscles in your plank up, down, or commando plank. You have your knees down for this, so you can do it in a full plank position. The one where you put your forearms down, then lift up onto your hands, switching from side to side. Or you can do this in so you can do this in a full plank or a modified plank. It's a tough exercise either way. So you come up onto your hands and back down onto your forearms.
This is the one I always do my back in, so I've got to do it on my knees now.
Yeah, do it on your knees, because you're still really going to be challenging the muscles. You're going to be challenging the triceps, the shoulders, and the chest. Good. And then you want to keep switching which forearm goes down first. Good. And you're only doing it for 30 seconds because it's a really tough exercise. And we'll build up your strength again so you can do it in the full position. You've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest in child's pose. So you're going to have a little breather.
I've got to say now, even when I was really fit, it's always the thing that did my back in.
The plank up, down.
Yeah.
Okay, we can switch it for the next round. We can change it.
No, I just mean that I wouldn't even do it when I'm strong again. It's just something that's just, I think when you have a very long back and you kind of sway back, it's just not, for me, it's not a good exercise. I love doing it and I love the challenge, but it's just because I've always been trying to figure out which thing is it that gets my back.
Yeah.
It's always the day I do these.
Okay. Well, we won't do them anymore then. So we'll check.
So I can put them modified like that. I just can't do them full.
Just the full one.
Full, which takes the pressure. I'm very happy. I think everyone should do. I think they're brilliant exercises.
Yeah.
And they really are hard. But I think if you have a very long back, there is a chance if your stomach core is not strong, you can damage your back with them.
Okay. Right. We're going to have a little rest, and then you're going to go back to the first exercise. So grab a sip of water if you need. And then you're going to come into that bicep curl and shoulder press. So you're working. Again, we're going to work in that upper body, but different muscle groups this time. Okay, so we need your dumbbells for this one. You're standing nice and tall. There's no leg movement here. You're just squeezing your butt, and then you're bringing the weights towards the shoulders, opening them up and pressing them up above your head. So from the side, shoulders are set back, hips are tucked in, and because you are pushing a weight up above your head, you're really working on your core as well. So your rectus abdominis, the superficial six-pack muscles, as well as your transverse abdominis, deeper core muscles, the more important ones.
And our bottoms clenched.
Absolutely. So you get in some glute work as well. So you're squeezing your butt, which is helping to protect your back, but also you're toning your butt at the same time. Okay, Trinny, you're going to switch now because you're halfway, so switch your weights around. And if you've got books or just the one weight, obviously you just hold each end of it and press up. Going for another 2. Good. And last one. Someone who's asking, how heavy are the weights? It really
Mine are 2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not good with heavier weights. I'm just
More repetitions with lighter weights. You're going to stop there, Trinny. Put those weights down, and you need to take them to your mat. So you're going to come into that chest press again. It really depends on your personal strength how heavy you go with the weights, but we're doing more repetitions, so a lighter weight is going to be better.
Which one are we doing, darling?
Your chest press with the glute bridge. So your arms are wide, your hips are going to be lifted. You're going to lift your hips, squeeze the weights towards each other. Arms come out wide again, knuckles up to the sky. And lower. Good. That's it. And make sure you don't lose that connection with the back of the leg. So think about that sensation of dragging your heels towards your butt. Then you're going to activate your hamstrings, the back of the thigh a little bit more.
Is it lifting the toes off too?
You can lift your toes off. Sometimes that helps to get that extra bit of connection. And you're really tucking in, so you're not letting, again, that back hinge. You're tucked right in. And this is for 60 seconds altogether. You've got 20 seconds to go. And then, Trinny, did you want to do the modified plank up down, or would you prefer a different plank?
No, I'm fine. I just can't do the full one. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, absolutely then. Going for another 3, 2, and last one. Good. Bring those arms down, hips down. Place the legs down. Then you can turn over, knees down for this plank up down. Hips tucked in, come up onto your hands, come back down onto your forearms and then switch. It really does still challenge you in that modified position because of the nature of the exercise. You're lifting essentially your entire body weight with one hand, one arm. Okay, so you're here for another 15 seconds. How can you strengthen your wrists when you are doing push-ups? So if that position is really uncomfortable, it could be because you need to increase the flexion in your wrists and maybe strengthen your grip a little bit. So you can start doing some stretching for your hands so you increase the flexion, like this. You've got 2, 1, and rest. Rest in your child's pose so you can release your back, pushing those hips back.
I changed my mat to a yoga mat that's so thin, my knees are hurting.
Oh, why don't you put your... So if you've got your other mat to hand, maybe you could put it on top, or because I know that other mat slides around it and is really stretchy, but that yoga mat's really thin. Okay, you're going to slowly stack up, Trinny. And we're going to finish with a little bit of cardio. So I want you to grab you're nearly finished with today's workout. So I want you to grab your one weight, just one weight for this, or a book, just something that you can use as a little bit of weight. And you're going to come into that knee drive. So you lean forwards, reach, and then bring the knee up. So it's low impact cardio. 30 seconds on each side. Inhale, big reach. Exhale, lift the knee. Good. And you can keep it quite a small movement. Try and keep that right foot closer to the glute when you lift the knee. Going for another 10 seconds. And you can do this without weights as well. It's still going to be effective. Go for 3, 2, 1, switch sides. Right foot forwards, left foot back. Big reach, inhale, exhale. Pulling that belly button in, and if you are using a slightly heavier weight, say 4 kilos, you're really going to feel the core, but you also need to be slightly careful with your back. Good. 15 seconds to go. Work with the breath. Going for another 2. One more. Put that weight down. You're going to finish with the plie squat hold and the punches. So that you can continue to keep that heart rate up and work your arms. So legs nice and wide. Hips tucked in, knees pushed out to the side, torso upright, and then you're going to punch across the body. Nice and fast. 60 seconds. So you're still working those arms. Heart rate is still up. Low impact on your joints. Getting in that rotation. Feeling that your core is working. Taking in some deep breaths. That's it, nice strong punches, legs are working a little bit. If you need to stop coming in and out of the squat, you can do. You're here for another 20 seconds. And then it is time to stretch. Deep breaths. The faster you go with the punches, the more you're going to raise your heart rate and work your arms. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Shrug off those shoulders. And it's time to stretch it out. We're going to go into some dynamic stretching. So for this, Trinny, you're going to use your cushion to put under your knee so it's not so uncomfortable. So that cushion is going to go underneath your right knee. Oops, Pilates. And your left foot is going to be forwards. And you're actually going to be...
Well, I'm standing.
Sorry, you're going to be in a split knee position for this. We're doing different stretches today.
So sorry, I put the cushion on what?
Underneath your right knee. Just so you've got some cushioning.
Oh, I'm fine. No, I've got the other mat on.
Okay, great. Then you don't need the cushion. You're going to have your hands either side of your left foot. And you're actually in a wider stance. Rather than just the hip flexible, you're in a slightly wider stance. You're going to push back into a hamstring and calf stretch. So you're pushing the hips back, then you're going to come forwards, lift your arms, reach up to the sky, tuck the hips into your hip flexor stretch. And then hands down, push back. Flex the foot, feel that lengthening through the back of the leg. If your knee is bent, that is fine, you're stretching out those hamstrings anyway. Come forwards, big reach up. Good. And then push back, come forward. So it's a nice, flowing, gentle stretch. Good. We are going to come into a hold shortly. Good. So you come forward, that's it, big reach. Then the next time you push back, Trinny, I want you to hold the stretch. Try and straighten your back. Don't worry if your leg is bent. As I said, you're getting a lengthening through the hamstring, so don't try and force yourself to keep your legs straight. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. You're here for another 5, for 3, 2, and 1. Come forwards into your hip flexor stretch. You're going to lengthen out just as you normally do, hips tucked, right bottom engaged. Then you're going to reach your right arm up to the side and lean to the left. So you can take hold of the hand, go for that pull. Holding for 5, for 3, 2, and 1. Come back to the center. You're going to lift that back knee, step forwards with your right foot. Back with your left, your knee goes down on the cushion or the mat. Framing that foot, you're going to push back. Hamstring and calf stretch. And actually this is something that people do as preparation for going into the splits. So if you do this regularly,
We could do the splits.
yes, if you do it a lot.
Good to know now. I could never do it when I was a child. It'd be miraculous if I could suddenly do it at 56. Huh?
You never know. Crazy things have happened, I'm sure. I actually just saw a thing on YouTube the other day of this guy saying, do the splits in 30 days, and this really inflexible guy supposedly taking you through all these stretches to do every day. But it's like anything. Ballerinas train flexibility for hours. Hours and hours. Some people are naturally flexible, you know, they've got hypermobile joints, so you shouldn't force your stretching, but you can gain quite a lot of flexibility. You're going to push back and hold your next hamstring stretch.
So you say it doesn't matter if we have the knee bent, it's more important to have the back straight.
Yes, because then you're going to feel more of a stretch in your hamstrings.
Yeah, got it.
So otherwise you'll sometimes, you know, obviously it's great to stretch out the calves as well, but what you're predominantly feeling is your calf stretch rather than your hamstring stretch. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. You're going to come forwards, lift, tuck the hips, and come into your hip flexor stretch on the left side. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand and pull over to the right. Nice deep breaths. Come back to the center. Step forwards and then hang. Really relax and rock from side to side. So you're just letting that upper body go. Let gravity pull you down. Take off the head, roll back the shoulders a couple of times. And then take a deep breath in as you exhale. Begin to stack up your spine. Lift your arms up to the sky. So you're going to turn the palms up. Go for that big lift. And then bring those elbows down. Pull the shoulders back. Turn the palms out. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lengthen the neck. Hands down next to your thighs. Roll the shoulders back. You're now going to take hold of the front of the neck and just lift. So you're stretching out those muscles at the front of the neck. Pulling that, bring that head back a little bit. Back to the center, and then switch to do the same on the other side. And back to the center again. Roll those shoulders back, and you're finished.
That feels good, darling.
Good.
Feel we're getting there. I hope that everyone who was on here not doing the exercise had as good a time as those of us who were doing the exercise, is what I would say at this stage. But that was really great. I can't read much. Blue-eyed birdie, I've been really good today, Trinny. I haven't something, what's she saying? Different trainer, trust me. Trinny, different. She's saying, it needs a different trainer. Trust the one. This is only something, I can't read it.
You have the kind of tightness that needs something totally different. Okay.
Great.
Well,
I think Nathalie
good.
knows
Thank
me
you.
really well and knows my body very well.
I've been training Trinny for a few years now.
Yeah, so I totally trust Nathalie in it. I just know, I think it's that thing of knowing your body's limitations and then also it's of knowing what else you need to strengthen in order to then do certain things. So there's certain things I strive to do and I need I think my core was strong, then when weaker, strong, weaker. And to me, what you've taught me and what I've what I've probably learned, Nathalie, from 25 years doing Pilates is the importance of my core. And one thing I do miss is reformer, because my body, in terms of exercise I've loved, my body loves the reformer. It loves that flow. I've been trying yoga as well, Nat, every other Tuesday.
Oh, great.
And I like it. For the first time I liked it last week, because it's getting the patience for it and then getting into that flow. And I'm not that kind of person. Yeah. So that's been really interesting. And then you know, I've shown other people the qigong, which I love as something as well.
Yes,
So I think
that's
it's incorporating
fantastic.
different moods, but there's something you've got to have a consistency with when you get to a certain stage in your life where it's not enough if you want to have, I think, a well body, Natalie, to do 1 day a week. It's important to do more. And even if it's like 40 minutes twice a week, then build up 40 minutes 3 times a week. I think it's the regularity. And I think what you also give me, darling, is that regularity too. Yeah.
Maybe she was listening to our chat about the splits. I wasn't saying Trinny's going to start doing the splits.
No, she could have done. She could have done. I can't. Hang on, I got my glasses here. No, I don't know where they are. So, darling, have a lovely day. On Friday, what should we do on Friday?
We're going to do a full body Friday. Full body Friday. That's got a good ring to it.
Great. Full body. Yes, Nat is the perfect trainer. Thanks, Natalie. Exactly. Let's have the support for Nat. We don't like anyone to critique Nat. I sometimes will whinge terribly.
Critique is good if it's constructive. And then you can improve yourself. Always strive for improvement.
Yeah, exactly. And darling, I think what I want to do, for those of you who find it really tiring, I just want to say that I did use that powder before I worked out ages ago, which was called Power Up.
Power Up, yes.
Power Up. And it was by
Motion.
And I think I might try and get it again because I remember, I don't know what was in it, Nat, and I want to understand that, but I remember it just gave me, it wasn't a false energy, it just somehow I felt, less tired doing my exercise. So what was in that?
It's got ginseng in, it's got vitamin B12, I think, I can't remember off the top of my head. I should know. But
good stuff.
It's all good. It's completely natural. 0 stimulants, and it's also designed to improve cognitive function. So it's designed. So they've done studies on it, they've done clinical trials with it, and it does improve your memory.
I mean, I do other things for my memory, so I just Okay, so then Power Up. I'm really doing other things for my memory, aren't I? I can't even remember what we spoke about. So Power Up by Motion. I'm going to order some today. A little sound sachets.
Actually, the brain and body creatine before you train is, I find, I've experimented on myself, and it's designed to actually give you a boost when you train because it increases something called adenosine triphosphate.
So is that better to do when we train?
Yes. So you take and it does really give you an energy boost.
But I wake up 5 minutes before we exercise. Is that okay?
Sorry?
I wake up 5 minutes before we exercise.
Yeah, then you just take a couple of capsules. If you don't, you could break it into some water.
Oh, they're capsules.
They're capsules, but you can break it into water.
Will you DM me what they are, Nat? And and then I'll put it up on the feed if anyone's interested. Okay, so those are 2 options. So maybe you think that more than the Power Up.
I think they're different things. Definitely, Power Up does give you a boost. It does give you an energy boost.
All right.
And the creatine.
Great, darling. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
You, I will see you on Friday.
I'll see you Friday, and if you want to join me at 9:15, I will be doing. Is your skin really dry, or is it something else? Join me then. Bye.
Bye.